Hey, I get a lot of questions from people about how to set up Amazon TreeBuzz, and so I'm going to show you a few of my cages and how they're set up with the heating systems and lighting systems, and anyone who's interested can see how it's done. Here are three of my cages, and I have another set up in another room, and that one's set up for gravid females, and I have more snakes in there. But these guys are set up with a thermostat, and a probe is in this cage down here. See that black probe? And so that probe hooks up to the thermostat over here, and they're set up on a temperature system for about 86 degrees during the day, and then it drops down to 80 degrees at night. And I will cool them during the winter. I'll probably lower their temperatures down to like 80 or 82 during the day, and I don't know, 74 maybe at night, 72, somewhere around there. I might do it gradually though. But this probe is set for this cage, but every single cage here is set up identically as far as heating. They all have ceramic heat emitters on the top, and they're all identical wattage. So given that these cages are all identical as far as their insulation and design, and they'll give the snakes roughly the same area if they want to bask, the cages can all run off of the same thermostat. So the probe is only hooked up to one cage, but all three cages are hooked up to the thermostat, so it controls the temperatures for all three cages. Well, it doesn't really control the temperatures, but it controls the energy that heads to the heating devices, so they're all on the same energy. Now, these are bars cages, which are really great for high humidity animals because they have adjustable venting on the side. And I'll show you what that means here. Okay, this is in the closed position, but if I want this vent to open, I can slide it, and now we can see inside the cage. It's got two of those on either side. You see there's another one over there, you can see the holes for it. And they've also got a little row of holes in the back, and those are non-adjustable, but those are the only ones that aren't adjustable. In mine, I ordered them with the venting on the top. You can order them without the venting, but I got mine with because I wanted to add lighting and heating through the top. But for people who are using radiant heat panels, you don't need to do that. So that can be one way to conserve humidity even more. But one thing I did do was get the screen covers, which allow you to block humidity. They have a little bit of venting, but you can cut out areas for heat lamps and stuff. And I also sawed off the back portion. You can't really see probably because it's so bright, but to allow the lights to go over them. But it doesn't seem to be a significant loss of humidity because it's still nice and moist inside. If I wanted to, I could just leave the vent cover completely intact, which would block the humidity, but still leave me the option of using the screen if I wanted. So that's also something I might have considered. But I like these cages a lot. They come pre-assembled. They're, as far as I know, watertight everywhere. And they have these plastic hinges with plastic screws, and they're real easy to undo. Like whenever I want to clean out the cages and I don't want to hurt the acrylic doors, I'll unscrew the doors real quick, and that lets me protect them. But they're real great. And one thing I am careful of is acrylic scratches really easy. So whenever I want to clean these off, I use a microfiber cloth. So you can see right here. and that's just a little safer on the acrylic. It doesn't scratch it, but I still have to be pretty careful. I've tried, sometimes I put plants in the cages, and some of the snakes do okay with them, and others squash the plants until they die. So right now, the only one that's got a plant in her cage is this one, but sometimes I put in plants or remove them and stuff, depending on how I'm feeling about whether I want to try dealing with the snakes liking to lie on top of their plants. But this one down here is Dreamsicle. She used to be a real tiny little snake. I got her when she was about 7 months old, and she's grown a lot. She's not ready to breed yet, but maybe next year. See if we can zoom in. It'll take a little second to focus. But she's a real nice solid yellow snake. Let's see if she'll wake up for a second to say hello. There we go. I'm not gonna disturb her, but she doesn't really like sleeping on her branches too much. She's more of a ground snake, and then she comes out at night and then she'll climb on her branches. Okay, this here is Sushi, and he's my red male, but he's in the shed right now, so he's not going to be that pretty looking. Well, I mean, he's always pretty, but he's not going to be that bright. I'll say hello to him anyway. He's hiding. There he is. Just leave me alone. And this one up here is Tuscany. And she's a pretty female. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Well, that's it for these guys. I guess, say, the ceramic heat emitters that I use are 60 watt. Those have been fine. I think that, they've been able to keep the temperature at whatever I want it. I add water to my cages about once a week. I'll put in a significant amount of water. I'll just add it to the substrate. And this substrate here is cypress mulch, which I like a lot because it is kind of antifungal and antibacterial because of the acidity of it. So I can just keep it moist and it's not going to mold, which is great. But I put a pretty good amount of cypress in. There's probably at least 3 inches of cypress in there. And I just spot clean everything. Every once in a while I'll change it, but not that often. So I think that's it. The lighting is just 18-inch fluorescent bulbs, and hoods